Hi, I'm Luke Collins, back to give you our overall strategy selection and conclusion for GameStop. As a team, we had to decide whether we wanted to focus on fixing the hemorrhaging physical stores or focusing on building a stronger digital presence for GameStop. GameStop has neither the funds nor the time to do both of these strategies, given the talks of a buyout and their weak financial situation. Ultimately, we decided that going with a brick and mortar restructuring was the smarter strategy. Here are some of our reasons for making that decision. First, GameStop's most profitable segment, namely their trade-in program, is losing money quickly. Trade-ins used to be a cornerstone of the GameStop business model, but as less people buy physical games, the most convenient option for purchasing a game cuts out GameStop entirely. GameStop has made attempts to pull in digital game sales recently, namely by giving exclusive digital content on GameStop's website and through their power-up rewards. While we believe these are good strategies, they ultimately do not do enough to offset the losses in the trade-in program. Also, GameStop's strengths, namely their brand equity among passionate gamers and their industry-leading employee expertise, translate better to a brick-and-mortar strategy. So for the actual strategy, we decided to go with a top-down paradigm shift for the entire GameStop business model. We want to focus on passionate gamers, namely those who make 5 to 10 gaming-related purchases a year. Now, although casual gamers make up the majority of the gaming market, these casual gamers will almost always go with the most convenient option, which is visiting a Walmart or a Best Buy or buying a game directly on their console through the PlayStation and Microsoft stores. Both of these options, unfortunately, bypass GameStop entirely, and we don't believe that GameStop can compete with their larger, better-funded competition in e-commerce. Passionate gamers, however, are a smaller segment, but they require products and services that retail giants are both incapable and unwilling to focus on. These large companies, keep in mind, sell many more things than games, and their business models don't revolve around gaming. So this niche is an area where we feel GameStop can focus and truly dominate their competition. Now to dig in some of the specifics of our plan. We want to focus on 2 existing product categories that GameStop already sells and one new one that no other gaming retailer has focused on. For the 2 existing ones, we want to focus on collectibles and gaming accessories. Now these are 2 markets that management already identified as growing in their most recent 10K. Although these are relatively small markets compared to new and used games, these are growing ones, and we feel that if GameStop focuses and dominates in these 2 markets, they can offset the losses in their trade-in program. We would like to see GameStop take the initiative and lead the way in collectibles and gaming accessories. Now, gaming accessories, for those of you who don't know, include all optional purchases that come after a gamer console, such as custom controllers, custom headsets, gaming furniture, streaming equipment, and things like that. Now, the new market that nobody is focused on yet that we want to see GameStop move into is in virtual reality gaming. VR gaming is a new and exciting gaming technology that's positioned to take gaming to a new level. This new technology fits the bill of GameStop's current business model, namely, VR requires high-margin physical goods, VR is a high-involvement, expensive purchase, which customers will likely want to test out before buying, and they can't test without visiting a store. Third, the new technology will allow GameStop's industry-leading employee expertise to shine where they can cross-sell and upsell people on VR purchases. Now, we want to see GameStop dedicate 40 to 50% of all floor space in their brick-and-mortar stores to these collectibles and gaming accessories at the back of all their stores. In their 10K, GameStop management also mentioned that they are trying to allocate more space to collectibles and gaming accessories as a test market to see if they can draw in more sales from these segments. We believe that all stores should switch to this model and go all in on a business strategy to expand on these growing markets. We also believe that GameStop should create a new section at the front of their store where VR headsets, VR games, and VR consoles can be tried out and sold. Now, this encroaches on the space that used to be used for used and refurbished game products, which were previously used in their trade-in model. Effectively, using this space for VR products will replace a dying product with new and exciting ones. Now, we believe that selling these three products will bring in more sales to the actual brick and mortar stores and offset the losses that they're currently struggling with. However, we did not want to make an entire strategy without at least giving a nod to the move into digital gaming products. Now, the moving into digital products is probably the largest threat to GameStop, and we don't want to ignore it. So, to give GameStop additional exposure, we also believe that they should offer deals on in-store items on all purchases made on the Microsoft and PlayStation digital stores. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why would Microsoft and Sony allow GameStop to have exposure on purchases? Well, Microsoft and Sony only compete for digital game sales. They don't compete for in-store sales or physical game sales because they don't have brick and mortar stores. So a partnership with GameStop that gives an incentive on in-store products is unlikely to threaten these companies. Previously, these purchases gave no exposure to GameStop because they bypass GameStop entirely and give all the money of a purchase to Microsoft and Sony and the game developers. However, gamers are more likely to visit a store if they receive a coupon on these purchases to redeem on a collectible or gaming accessory at GameStop. An example of a deal like this would be, for example, if you buy the new game Red Dead Redemption, you would receive a unique coupon code at the time of purchase for 25% off a Red Dead Redemption collectible inside a GameStop store. Now, people who are the dedicated gamers that we want to come into GameStop are more likely to use this coupon, go to a GameStop, and then redeem it in purchasing a product where our previous strategies can really shine. Digital purchases made via the GameStop website will still have the additional incentive of giving power-up rewards points and the exclusive digital content that GameStop is currently using to bring in digital sales. We know from GameStop's financial struggles that these incentives really aren't bringing enough traffic to their GameStop website. So this strategy is really a way to accept the fact that GameStop can't really compete with their huge competitors digitally and to focus specifically on these passionate gamers with a really low-cost partnership. We believe that this partnership will be low-cost because, as we mentioned, PlayStation and Microsoft really are probably not going to be threatened by bringing in more in-store sales to GameStop, which will in turn increase sales on the PlayStation and Sony stores. Now, we believe that this strategy ultimately does two things. It accepts first that GameStop has some clear flaws in their current business strategy, namely that they're struggling to compete with the move into digital sales and they're being outfunded by their giant retail competitors. Given those two things, we're also offsetting the losses in their trade-in program by focusing on these more passionate gamers and offering products and services to these gamers that will make GameStop the primary gaming retailer for these passionate gamers. We believe that this will ultimately make the difference between making a gaming purchase at GameStop versus one at Best Buy, Amazon, or Walmart. And that wraps up our overall strategy for GameStop. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.